Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we are here with a great trader. He's an option trader and probably you know him. His name is Ardi. Ardi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, first of all. Yeah, you can probably see me on Twitter. I have about 20 something thousand followers. Ardi Aziznia. I've been trading options for 7 years now, and yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming and thanks for talking with me. Let's talk about Ardi's experience in trading. He trades stocks and options, and he's an experienced trader. So we want to talk about some interesting topics. And if you guys have any other questions other than the questions that I have here, please comment below. We probably will have another video with Ardi as well in the future. So if yeah. So we are here in downtown Toronto, by the way. So yeah, we will ask those questions. So make sure to ask the questions. So the first question is that what were you doing before you found trading?
My background is in finance. So I went to finance. I was trading when I was in school, and then my first job out of university was at a family office. So family office is really a closed-end fund, right? So they have like at family office I was working at, they had 300 million. They had to invest in different deals. I did that for a year and a half, and then I worked at a long only fund. And then 2020 I started at Peak Capital Trading, and then I was trading basically full time. So the trading that I'm doing, the style that I'm doing right now, yeah, in 2020.
Okay, amazing. Why did you choose finance? Why did you start trading? What was the mindset behind it? Like, why not engineering? Why not becoming a doctor? Why not become the other stuff that a lot of parents love?
Yeah, I mean, finance was always fascinating. Like I always loved accounting and business and operation. And then so I went to school. I wanted to do accounting, and then we had to do some, and then we were doing some courses in finance as electives. And I'm like, oh, this is very interesting. So I started doing finance, and just trading overall is challenging. It's all about math, probability. It's very exciting career. It's a stressful. But I would say I've always been interested in business. My dad was a business owner, and then just the path kind of took me into trading. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So it's interesting that you started finance right off the bat. So it was because of like your dad's experience and everything that you said.
It's not a Persian way of doing things, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Like Iranian, you have to be a doctor or engineer, but it's, I don't know. I felt like that's the right career path. Yeah.
And you guessed it, guys. Artist Persian. Yeah, we are Persian, and in Iran, you should be a doctor, you should be an engineer. And I was an engineer. I was electrical engineer, but then yeah, you don't. At one point, you're like, okay, if I want to start a business, I better not to be an engineer. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being an engineer. You obviously can have a business in like any kind of industrial area, but if you want to start a business in the finance world, that doesn't make sense. Like being an engineer doesn't make sense. So yeah, amazing. So you're a trader and you have been trading for a few years now. What kind of trader you are? What do you trade? What security you trade? What time frame you trade? What's your style?
So I'm mostly a weekly option trader. So I trade options. I would say 80% of my trades I'm an option seller, so I'm on the credit side. And my time frame is mostly weekly, so weekly to monthly. Sometimes I do a longer time frame trades, but if I want to categorize myself, weekly option trader.
Okay, so I'm option trader as well. You guys probably saw a lot of my recaps, but
Great option trader, by the way.
yeah. I'm more of way. So a lot of people say that option is risky. Is option risky?
Options like anything else in life. If you make it risky, it can be risky. So if I don't know if your audience know, if like selling naked puts, it's risky. Stock gaps down. Buying calls, buying puts, it actually is not that risky because your downside is limited, but your upside is unlimited. So if you know what you're doing and you're staying within your risk parameters, then it's not risky. And risk is different for people. Like one person can lose 100,000 and it means nothing to him, and one person can lose $10,000 and it's all his net worth. So if to answer your questions, I don't think options are risky. Actually, options were invented for hedging purposes. So they were invented to mitigate risk. So no, they're not risky.
Yeah. And as Warren Buffett says, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, if you really put in the work, educate yourself, understand how that security works, then you can manage your risk. Like there is always risk. Like you can cross this, like walk across the street, a car may hit you. Like there is always risk in whatever you're doing. Whether it's like if even if you're an employee, you may get fired. So there is risk. There is like absolute. You cannot avoid risk absolutely. So yeah, you wanna manage your risk. You wanna educate yourself and understand what you're doing. You don't want to put your hard-earned money in any kind of trade. You first want to understand what you're doing, why you're putting your money into that trade, into that security, and then everything can go a lot better than just like gambling and YOLOing and putting your money, buying some calls, selling some calls, and not knowing what you're doing, not understanding the grease and everything else. But anyway, so what ticker symbol made you the most amount of money?
I would say probably TSLA. Tesla.
Everyone.
Because the thing is, like with Tesla, I'm a premium seller, and the implied volatility on Tesla is like
Crazy.
120%. So that's a wide range. You can really extract a lot of money. And then the ticker I've lost the most amount of money, I will never forget. It's actually Adobe. Yeah, I sold some puts on Adobe. The news came out that they bought Figma. Stock gap down 10%. It was too late to hedge. That's the most amount. I would never forget that name.
Yeah. No, like he's an experienced trader, but he experienced a really bad short selling. So you don't want to mess around with selling naked calls, selling naked puts. Okay. You always want to hedge. You always want to make sure you have a limited risk, especially as a beginner, as an intermediate trader. You obviously had the money to buy the shares, but if you don't know what you're doing, that can cause a really, really crazy situation for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So amazing. How did trading affect your life, your mindset, everything?
I would say it made me, and it's ironic, but it made me a more cautious person. So with trading, especially with option trading, you see a probability. So you say, this trade has a 52% probability of making money. And if you kind of take the same attitude and you bring it to life, like, hey, if I do this, what's the probability of success? What is the risk? What is the reward? What is the expected value? Is it a positive expected value outcome or a negative? So it made me think more in a probabilistic way. And that's something that actually changed my life for the better, you know? Yeah.
Amazing. Probabilities change a lot of things in life, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. The career you choose, the business that you start or you don't start, the person you end up marrying, right? So it's all this stuff. If you think about it in probabilistic approach, your life outcome would be a lot better, I would say.
Talking about probabilities and like math, I have a question about that. Is trading gambling?
Ooh, so this is a good question. It's a great question. What is gambling? Gambling is when you have a negative expected value. You buy a lottery ticket, 1 in 14 million people win. That means you definitely have negative expected value. In trading, there are setups where there is positive expected value. That doesn't mean you're always gonna win, but that means if you do it over and over and over and over again, you can gain positive income. So that makes it not gambling. But again, it also depends on a person. If you're a gambler type attitude, you're gonna go buy out of the money calls. You buy gambling style options. So I would say trading as a whole is not a gambling. No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So if it was like gambling, the casinos would go bankrupt, right? The casino, the business, they do not go bankrupt. No matter if you go there, make money, your friend go there, lose money, they don't care. They always make money. So that's what traders kind of do. Like that, traders basically replicate the same kind of probabilistic analysis on their trading system. Okay, amazing. The next question is that, what advice do you have for traders who are watching this video, for those who are beginners, for those who are intermediate traders? What kind of advice you have for them?
Education, like keep learning. And there's so much free material, free knowledge out there. So start free, get as much education as possible. Trade in the simulator. There's tons of free simulators out there too. And then slowly start investing in yourself. Get a good education, get a better trading platform, and then get going. But number one advice is just there's so much free education out there. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, definitely. Get going, and that's where you start education.
Yeah, you want to basically know where you're putting your money in, right? You don't want to just start putting your hard-earned money into any kind of thing that you see it moves, right? So it doesn't make sense. So what comes into your mind with these words? The first word is technical analysis.
It's good, it's great, but it's not everything. It's part of the puzzle.
Fear of missing out, FOMO.
I struggle with it every day, and you can never get rid of it. But you have to silence that voice. Yeah.
Losing money.
It sucks, but it's part of the game.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, this was almost it. So I wanted to keep it really short, but really informative for you guys. Obviously, as I said, if you have any other questions, please comment below. We will have another video. Please ask any kind of question you want to ask. Either it's about psychology or about complicated option strategies, about trading, about anything that you have in your mind. Please ask. We'll have another video. Right?
I'm back in October in Toronto and would love to do another video if you have me. Yes.
Yeah, of course. I would love to. Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Thank you, guys. I will see you in the next video. Subscribe, comment, like.